What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we're back again for another SmackDown Live review for did not complete the typing of the video, so I got stuck with a non-done video, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it in the morning. But also make sure to check out the Newswomen's prediction from last week, where I talk about the son of Brian Pillman making his debut. I also talk about Vince McMahon's thoughts on the current product, as well as other things. We will be having another one this week with the talk of a match between IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Will Ospreay and a WWE Champion making history for the first time since Hogan and the Great Muta. I will go over that on Saturday and my thoughts on that, and if there's any way to see that, I can't wait, because that is a great. Because Will Ospreay is just great, and I hope that match is able to be seen. But the show started off with Renee Young in the middle of the ring with two director's chairs, and it looks like she was just stole the Miz's TV set. I believe she said something. She had a tweet online, and Miz was like, "Is that my set?" So it looked like Miz TV was just like ransacked and stolen by Renee. Didn't call it any TV show, but she definitely had thoughts. She called out AJ Styles and asked him about what happened last week with Daniel Bryan.
AJ, last week Daniel Bryan made a very controversial decision regarding your WWE Championship. At the Royal Rumble, you will defend your title against Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, in a handicap match. Do you think that decision was fair?
Let me just say this, Renee. Every time I step foot in this ring, I take pride in what I do in it. Is there a chance I could lose my championship now? Absolutely. Is there a chance I could beat the crap out of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? You better believe it.
You're not really answering my question here. Do you think that the decision that Daniel Bryan made for the match was fair?
To answer your question, do I think it's fair? No. But neither is life. Life's not fair either. And yes, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have non-title victories over me. They do. Listen, truth of the matter is, I can't allow those two idiots to take my championship from me.
It would take a miracle for you to beat us when it's 1 against 2. You have no chance of walking out of our handicap match with that title. At the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, when the night is over, we are going to be the first ever WWE champions. Yep. We are going to turn the house that AJ Styles built into the Sami and Kevin show.
Yep.
Or maybe it'll be the Kevin and Sami show.
Yep.
We are going to do whatever we want.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Yep. Yep. Yep.
I gotta go with the champ on this one. Is it fair that he has to defend the championship in a handicap match? Well, in my view, nope. And I am puzzled of why Daniel Bryan would make such a match in the first place. I am further baffled of why our Smackdown general manager would allow you two clowns another opportunity to become WWE champion.
Another opportunity to become WWE champion. Was there a time that they actually had an opportunity to be WWE champion? Yeah, they got title victories, non-title victories over AJ Styles. That usually means that there's going to be a championship match for them down the road. So this is not, I don't remember them actually getting WWE championship title opportunities out of anything. So I don't know what Shane McMahon's like, another opportunity. So he does make a match for tonight. For last night, it was AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to give them a little bit of revenge for what happened. Then, like, he leaves, and they go back to Gorilla. Like, they actually have the camera pan back to Gorilla behind the entranceway, and then you see him and Daniel Bryan just face to face.
So you're puzzled, huh? Well, made a hell of a main event for Smackdown tonight with that handicap match.
Then, okay, well, that was interesting. They shook hands, and Shane McMahon just walks off, and there's nothing else. I don't know like what they're expecting from that. The first match of the night was Becky Lynch versus Ruby Riott. Naomi and Charlotte were out there with Lynch to counteract the Riott Squad. Becky Lynch ended up winning this match. We have to disarm her. It looked like Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan were trying to interfere, but they backed off with Charlotte and Naomi hovering around. So it was a fresher match because we haven't seen it yet because Becky Lynch had been gone for weeks. But that's only going to be this week. Next week, I'm sure we'll probably see a 6-woman tag match between Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Charlotte versus the Riott Squad. It would not surprise me. That's just how they like to go with their shticks. Then you had the Bludgeon Brothers taking on the Ascension. This match was par for the course when it comes to the Bludgeon Brothers after the first 2 minutes, where it looked like the Ascension might actually one-up them a little bit. They did go out and attack. Harper knocked Rowan off the side, both like bull rushed on Harper. Victor ends up getting some flicks in on Harper, goes across the rope, like goes from one corner to like try to go to the other to do some kind of like running maneuver, gets hit with a big boot. Connor gets knocked off the apron. They hit the which I think should be the finisher in the first place. I don't know why they used the double crucifix most of the time, but this time they actually finished the match with what I would say is their proper finisher, what they should use as their finisher, which is the full Nelson lift up into a powerbomb combination because it looks a lot more devastating than what they do. The double crucifix, all they do is they're lifting the person up and just lightly, gingerly dropping them down. This one, they actually put effort in, and it just like you throw them down, and it looks a lot more devastating. So, post match, Connor comes in, turns his back to the Bludgeon Brothers while he's looking at Victor, gets beat down and hit with the double crucifix powerbomb for his troubles. So that was that. Bobby Roode, babyface Bobby Roode in his robe and wrestling attire completely, which I miss the old suit and tie Bobby Roode who would come out with a jump in his step because he's gonna manipulate his way to the top. This guy, I don't know why they brought this Bobby Roode up. I don't care if his entrance was being sung, which it's really not anymore. But of course, Huntsville, Alabama is where I think they were tonight. Just because your Crimson Tide cheated to win a national championship does not mean you can sit here and just be an awful crowd tonight because you guys were dead awful completely for majority of this show, other than a Roll Tide chant and then doing the Yep chant that in the opening segment. Not much you can say about the Alabama crowd. They're just awful. I wish WWE didn't have to come to these towns for SmackDown Raw and pay-per-views. Save that for like Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, LA, where we actually have real fans, the rabid fan crowds. Like those would be great. I mean, we're gonna have the Royal Rumble in Philadelphia. That crowd's gonna be great. Hell, even having them go to Florida in that area might be a good crowd too. But coming to Alabama, just awful, just completely awful. This night, the crowd did not help this show. A good show needs good crowd atmosphere, good storytelling, and good matches. If you don't have good, if you could have good storytelling and good matches, but if you don't have the good crowd, if the crowd doesn't care and they're just sitting there with their hands on their hands, sitting on their hands because they're just a terrible crowd, it could be you could be having a 5-star Shawn Michaels Undertaker type classic, and no, and it's just gonna feel not as great because the crowd was dead. Just my opinion. There, that was it. Just didn't help at all. He was out there to see who he faces at the next round of the U.S. title tournament as Mojo Rawley took on Zack Ryder in the final match of the first round. Zack Ryder loses to Mojo Rawley through the running forearm shot in the corner, which does look brutal. So Mojo Rawley will take on Bobby Roode. I'd say next week should be the semifinal matches, both of them. So that leaves the go home show as I got a stare down for both Jinder Mahal, and Bobby Roode, who I say are going to win both of those matches. You're not going to see Mojo Rawley versus Xavier Woods. That'd be just weird. It just not. I don't think they're going to do that. It's a little bit more obvious that it's going to be Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal at the Royal Rumble. I say both matches should be next week. I don't know that for sure, but Bobby Roode did come into the ring post match and just stare down. Didn't say anything. He just stared down. Him and Mojo Rawley stare down. Mojo Rawley just starts to point at Bobby Roode. He backs out, and Bobby Roode just sits there and smiles and like, smiling babyface Bobby Roode is just awful. Again. Then they cut to the back, and here is Jinder Mahal has a warning for Sami Zayn on Smackdown Live.
For 185 days, I was your WWE champion. No one thought it was possible, and no one thought that I was deserving. That's no one except myself. As 2018 begins, I have my eyes on a new prize, the United States Championship. I've already defeated Ty Dillinger, and next week, I face Xavier Woods of the New Day. And I hope Xavier knows how to play taps on his trombone because he's already lost. Xavier Woods and the New Day are a fad, but the modern day Maharaja is forever.
One of the worst, if not the worst, WWE champions of all time. But I do see him winning the entire thing. I don't see Mojo Rawley beating Bobby Roode, and I don't see Xavier Woods beating him at all. It's going to be Jinder Mahal versus Bobby Roode at the Royal Rumble, and I expect Bobby Roode to lose to Jinder Mahal and chase the title towards WrestleMania. If not, then I don't know what they're going to do with Roode if he isn't chasing for the United States Championship, because there's the top of the card is pretty much full. You have AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. That's 5 right there for the top. You don't really need anyone else at the top right now. After Mania, though, if Bobby Roode is not the U.S. champion by Mania or after Mania, I could see him being thrust into the WWE Championship picture when Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn, or like Kevin Owens probably kicking Sami Zayn to the curb by the end of the show. Then you had Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin coming out to complain about their match from last week, where they, for the beginning, looked like they won the tag team titles, and then they didn't win the tag team titles, and it was what it was. There's nothing you could do. But they come out. Chad Gable has this white tank top on, probably was a t-shirt, but tank top. He has a white tank top on with this black bar across it that going from bottom to top says hashtag free the tag team titles, playing off the fact that the Usos have them locked down in the Usos penitentiary. They come out, they complain, Daniel Bryan will interrupt them and make a match for the Royal Rumble.
Last week, we beat the Usos in this very ring. We set the tag titles free from the Uso penitentiary. And there we are.
We're walking up that ramp. We're celebrating. I'm blowing my little girl kisses in the front row. I got adrenaline rushing through my veins. We got ecstasy flowing through our bodies, and then...
And then another referee shows up. A referee who wasn't a part of our match.
So, wait, why was he in the match?
Well, one, he overturns our victory.
Yeah, but why was he in the match?
He yanks the Smackdown Tag Team Championships right out of our hands.
Yeah, but why was he in the match?
And he restarts the match.
But why was he in the match, though?
It basically boils down to one thing, Chad.
What's that?
Jealousy.
He was jealous. You're right. You're right. Just like all these people, he doesn't know what it takes to be a winner.
No clue.
That man is no hero. That man is a thief. He stole our dream. That man is a tattletale.
And he went crying to his mama.
He's a rat.
And he smells like a rat.
He's a snitch.
And from where I'm from, snitches get stitches.
A crime was committed last week.
And we demand justice.
Now, I don't care what you say about your opponents or what you think about them, but when you start knocking management, that's when
Management? Who said anything about management? No. We're talking about the referees here. Easy.
Oh, you didn't know. Officials represent management.
That is honestly the first time I've ever heard anybody, any authority figure, say that referees represent management. When was that? When was that added into the WWE rulebook? I have to go check the rulebook, which I don't own. But I'm pretty sure I've never heard anyone ever say referees represent management. Just something they're adding because they can. Who writes this stuff? I don't know.
And you see, there are some cold, hard rules in this world that everyone in the roster needs to understand, one of which has been said a million times, and it's this: the referee's decision is final.
You're damn right. The referee's decision is final. Last week, the referee counted 1, 2, 3. Last week, we won the Tag Team Championships. Last week, we won that match.
Yeah, except you didn't win the match. You pinned the wrong Uso. The referee went to the back, he came out, he realized the decision that he had made was wrong, and he reversed it. He felt like he was doing the right thing, and we stand behind him.
Tell me more about how he felt, really. Tell me more. Oh, wait, I don't care. What is this, Dr. Phil?
You know what? Since we're talking about feelings, you know what, Chad? I think what you should do is look our general manager right in the eye and tell him, how do you feel?
Oh, Daniel, I kind of feel like you might be taking it out on us because your boss, Shane McMahon, is mad at you.
No, but you got to tell him how you feel.
Oh, I kind of feel like we already beat the Usos.
Oh, I know that feeling, but please continue. How do you feel?
Oh, I kind of feel like we're already the tag team champions.
But Chad, how do you feel?
I feel like we've already done everything there is to do. What else do you want from us? You want us to beat them twice in one night?
You're a genius, Chad. That's why I like you so much. At the Royal Rumble, the Usos will defend their championship against you two in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Yes! 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 Yes!
Can someone explain to me why they deserve a tag team title match? I mean, they did lose fair and square, but they're just gonna do that. Which, there's just more crazy booking between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. One's trying to screw up the rest of the roster, and one's trying to screw up Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This hopefully will be leading to a match at WrestleMania. A lot of people are speculating maybe a tag match with him and Shane McMahon versus Zayn and Owens after Daniel Bryan realizes that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are using him to get what they want. So he finally just breaks off of them and decides I'm going to go and I'm gonna go and team up with Shane McMahon. We're going to take you guys on. It would be less of a workload for Daniel Bryan if it was a tag team match. But there's also a lot of speculation that maybe this will lead to Shane McMahon versus Daniel Bryan, which would be an easier match for Daniel Bryan than taking on a normal wrestler. Just take on Shane McMahon, who is an active wrestler who has a bunch of ghost his punches look like ghost punches. Like he doesn't even land them. Maybe it would work. I don't know. We will see. There's a lot at the time. They're going to drag this out to a WrestleMania at least. Hopefully this will have a great conclusion instead of like they did with The Miz where they just sent him off the Raw and nothing happened. When it comes to the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens show or the Sami and Kevin show, which I don't know which tag team you want to call them, I don't know where this is going to lead when it comes to the Royal Rumble. Will this be a match that breaks them apart? Or will someone will it be the match that breaks them apart completely and they're starting to feud with each other and Sami Zayn gets kicked to the curb because they are supposed to be in that fatal 5-way, rumored to be fatal 5-way of Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship at Fastlane. But that leads us to the final non-in-ring segment of the night, which was Shane McMahon in the back talking to Daniel Bryan about his questionable booking and Daniel Bryan's leadership. Shane McMahon questions it from this week and last week. So Daniel Bryan is not on Shane's good side at this time.
Hey, it's amazing how Breezango connects with our audience. I mean, our whole tag team division is on fire. In fact, this show tonight so far has been great. And you, amazing main event match you made.
Why, thank you. You know, Daniel, I want to be open and honest with you. You and I are definitely not on the same page. Your decision making is coming off as impetuous and irrational at times. I mean, take the 2 Royal Rumble matches that you've made thus far. You have the champion, the WWE champion, AJ Styles, defending in a handicap match against 2 guys that shouldn't be in the match, period. And if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, if one of them does become champion, you heard what they said out there, that they want to be known as co-champions. Also take the tag team championship that you made again tonight. The Usos against Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. The Usos beat Benjamin and Gable last week. They shouldn't have the opportunity now, let alone 2 out of 3 falls. So, Daniel, I got to ask you, are you doing okay?
What do you mean?
I don't want to offend you. I know you may have a lot going on in your life, but you're just coming off as a little unstable.
Honestly, Shane, I could say the same thing about you. I mean, especially given your gene pool.
Careful.
I mean, in the past, you've made impetuous and irrational decisions yourself. You're probably going to make more in the future. I mean, that's just who you are.
You know what? We're going to agree to disagree now. I'm going to leave you alone.
You can cut the tension with a knife between these two. Hopefully it does lead to a match that we're going to see, not just Daniel Bryan probably on the outside representing somebody who's taking on Shane McMahon or Shane McMahon's representative. I don't know. Before that, I forgot, we do have a match between Rusev Day, as they're calling it now. It is Rusev Day, is their tag team name, versus Breezango. This match right here, to me, feels like WWE starting to bury Rusev Day and having them lose matches so it will kill their gimmick. Rusev took the pinfall in this match. He got rolled up by Fandango after he was looking to give him a... He wanted to put him in the accolade, it looked like. Then Tyler Breeze comes in. Breeze gets a spin kick for his troubles. He gets knocked out of the ring. Rusev turns it and has his back to Fandango. Fandango rolls him up 1, 2, 3, and Breezango wins. This is going to be the start of them killing the gimmick. It got over. They didn't want it to get over, and now you're going to have them lose matches, and they want them to be buried. And Vince McMahon has already started it. So, hope you enjoyed the the Rusev Day gimmick, because it's going to be killed. This is what makes Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon and everybody in the WWE hypocrites. They say in interviews all the time, if you got the hot merch sales, if you got the crowd reactions, we're going to push you to the top. So why is Rusev Day getting pinned by a cheesy roll-up by Fandango in a tag team match? Why are they losing this match? If they were the hot hand on the shop, which from what data has shown, the top selling shirt last week or the week before that and since then has been Rusev Day, why are you not pushing them on Monday Night Raw? I mean SmackDown Live, not Monday Night Raw, but SmackDown Live. Why are you having them lose in quick fashion, pretty much, to the Fashion Police? That's not pushing them. Wins and losses to WWE do not matter. You'll still cheer them. We're gonna keep making them lose, but you're gonna cheer them anyway, so we're just gonna continue it. And Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, or wherever they were, you guys are just awful. Other than that Roll Tide chant and the Yep chant that Shane and them, not Shane, but Sami and Zayn and Kevin Owens made, you guys were just dead all night. So even if it was a good match, which Becky Lynch and Ruby Riott was an okay match, you guys didn't cheer for nothing. I don't know. Main event time, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Zayn and Owens. Owens and Zayn, midway through the match, decide they're we're done with this. It's not fair. We're going to leave. They get counted out. They were starting to get counted out. I believe it got to 6 or 7 before Shane McMahon's music hits. The match wasn't even over yet. At least I believe I heard the referee just say 7, and you hear Shane's music. And he's like, this is going to be a no count out match. We restart the match. And whenever they do this shtick for a match where it's oh, it was a count out, let's make it a no count out match. Instead of saying it's a no DQ, no count out match immediately, no, they're gonna have the team, the person or the team who already got counted out get disqualified. As I believe Kevin Owens hit Randy Orton with a chair to get them DQ'd. So they get themselves DQ'd. Shane McMahon comes out again, says it's going to be a no count out, anything goes match, which it should have been a no DQ match from the start. Then Sami Zayn somewhere leaves, he disappears, and AJ Styles just wails Kevin Owens with a steel chair, knocking Kevin Owens behind the entranceway. They just disappear. Sami Zayn is left alone with Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura, who tend to beat him down. They destroy him. They use the steel chairs. Randy Orton picks him up and does his it feels like his contractually obligated lifting up and tossing someone into the announce table. Seems to do that in every match, even if it's not a no DQ match. Kinshasa, RKO, 1, 2, 3, and that was that. That was your main event of SmackDown. That was SmackDown Live. A couple of things before we get out of here. Becky Lynch did say she was the final SmackDown Live woman to be entering herself in the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble. There are 30 women in this Rumble. And if Raw has every one of their women in the match, and you have all of SmackDown, there are 18 spots filled. 18 spots in a 30-person Rumble. Obviously, there's going to be surprises. There's going to be returns, maybe debuts from NXT, like the iconic duo. But are they really going to have a combination of 6 NXT women and 6 legends coming in? So far, the Women's Royal Rumble still seems to be it's going to be a travesty. We will see when we get to the Royal Rumble. But also, I'm still calling Jinder Mahal versus Bobby Roode at the Royal Rumble. Jinder Mahal will win the the U.S. Championship and take it till WrestleMania at least. I say he's probably gonna hold it till SummerSlam. Just give him a long title reign for that, showing that he should have been in this title feud while other people more deserving were in the WWE Championship title picture. He should have never had that title. He should have never held the WWE Championship. I believe he said 177 days as a title as champion. That is too long. There are individual reigns by the all-time greats that don't even reach that long, like The Rock and The Undertaker, I believe, and Ric Flair and Mankind and others that I can't think of off the top of my head because I do not have list up. But the fact that Jinder Mahal is ahead of those guys is just sad. It's just sad how WWE dropped the ball last year and gave this guy a 6-month title reign that nobody else wanted. Like other people who worked their tail off had a more right to be WWE champion than Jinder Mahal. Why they gave him the championship is beyond me. You could have gave it to Kevin Owens. You could have gave it to AJ again. You could have gave it to Sami Zayn for all I care. But to have Bray Wyatt, a young superstar who worked his tail off to become WWE champion, only to lose it to Randy Orton, got his title reign cut short because apparently, and what I've read and heard, was he was actually supposed to win that match against Randy Orton and carry that title for a couple more months from being told he's going to get the title to losing it all to give the title to Jinder Mahal. Made no sense to me. So we are a few weeks away from the Royal Rumble. We will have a preview and predictions, but I will say this, and I've been saying it. They put up 2 Royal Rumbles full from the 2 years that John Cena won. I think it was like 2008 and 2013. The one he threw Ryback out in, which I still think was cheesy as heck. I think Ryback should have won that one. Anyway, it's like the full matches. Why are they going to put 2 John Cena Royal Rumble matches up? Just to say, this is what happened with John Cena. Is John Cena going to win the Royal Rumble? I've been saying it since the reports and the rumors have been coming out that he's probably going to win the Rumble. Until I see otherwise, I'm still going with John Cena. We will find out at Raw 25 where he's supposed to get set up a program for a bigger match than the WWE Championship. But that just really diminishes the WWE Championship, doesn't it? Saying that a match that's not for the WWE title or the Universal title for that matter it's not a big deal. A match with the Undertaker, which I don't want to see anymore. It's 3 or 4 years too late. The streak's not intact, and the Undertaker looked just so awful last year. Do you really think that John Cena versus the Undertaker is going to be any better than Roman Reigns versus the Undertaker from last year? That I hope we don't get. There is so much we still have to wait for. I believe the final card for the Royal Rumble has been set, minus the pre-show, because they have not announced the pre-show match yet, which is probably going to be Enzo versus Cedric Alexander, a rematch for the Cruiserweight title, because Enzo did look like his foot got really messed up. If he doesn't have a shattered ankle, which it did look like he shattered his ankle a little bit, we'll probably have that rematch. If not, if it's a shattered ankle, then he'll have to lose the title, and we'll see Cedric Alexander versus somebody else for the Cruiserweight title, which would be I wouldn't mind. Just get the title off Enzo, please. But that is your Smackdown Live review. Make sure to follow me, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at The France. Make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below on your thoughts on Smackdown. What's your thoughts on the matches that were made for the Royal Rumble? What's your thoughts on the both men's and women's Royal Rumble match? As well as what your thoughts are of who's going to win the Royal Rumble. I still say it's going to be John Cena until I see otherwise. Meltzer, of course, reported a couple weeks ago that he's not winning it. He's got a bigger match, but everything's pointing to John Cena winning the Royal Rumble. It just feels like that's what they're going to do. Why would you put Cena in the match? Why would you have Cena? If you want Cena in the match, you don't have to have him sit there and be like, well, I'm going to be in the match to make history. If he's going to say that, they're probably going to go with it. Vince McMahon probably wants it too, is to have him versus Orton at Mania. I've booked it before, and I guarantee you they're going to do it. They're going to give him the match. They're going to give Orton the title at Fastlane, and it's going to be Orton versus Cena, and we're going to be bogged down with two part-timers and a part-timer and a guy that nobody wants as your 2 main events. But I'm getting out of here. Hopefully I can get this thing up and you guys will have a wonderful day. I will be back tonight for NXT's review, which is going to be from the center stage in Atlanta, Georgia. I believe it was Atlanta, which is going to be great because we'll have a different crowd compared to Full Sail. But until then, my name is The Frost and I am out of here. You guys have a